must be a problem that your business will address. Because actually, business is about problem solving. Correct? It's about problem solving. So there must be a problem that your business will address. And that's why we started with problem statement, because if you cannot clearly tell the problem your business is solving, it means you can hardly make a success of that business, because the problem you're solving should be very clear to you and should be very easily and you should be able to convey it easily. Now, the problem your business is solving, most times we think in terms of products or service. I'm selling bottled water, I'm selling smartphones, but the problem you're solving, is it really bottled water? Is that the problem you're solving? So there is a problem you are addressing that led you to be selling bottled water, not so. So something makes people to buy bottled water from you. So that means, as you think about your business, you are looking at it deeply in the problem you're solving, not necessarily the product or the service per se, but the problem you're solving determines your product or your service. For example, here we are. So as a company, the problem we are addressing is usually that of youth empowerment in the area of getting into entrepreneurship. So we live in a country where there is a lot of unemployment. We live in a country where there is a lot of underemployment. Yeah. So even when you are employed, you have a job, a full-time job, for example, or you may also want to have something by the side to be able to support your income. And if there was ever a time it was important to be able to have a side income, it is even more important now, is it not? I was talking with my sister yesterday who lives in Lagos. And so from where she lives, I'm just trying to find from where she lives and where she works. And in fact, 3 of my younger ones in Lagos. So one of my brothers, he's in terms of transportation, he's spending like 2 times what he used to spend previously to be able to get to where he's working. And so you ask yourself, how do you meet up? How do you cope? Yeah. So that is the situation we have found ourselves. Yes. So the issue of problem statement is very, very important. So that's why we ask you to craft the problem statement. And then in the second assignment, we say, from the problem statement you have crafted, brainstorm ideas for possible solutions. So what you will do for me today, immediately after the class, go on that Twitter handle, that problem statement that you have generated before, go again. If you have not dropped it, I know you've dropped it in several places, but there's always a reason why we are trying to repeat this. Yeah, like I said, it pays for you in the long run. So go again. The first assignment, which is to craft a problem statement. After this conversation, it's possible you may have a little more light, about your problem statement. So go again, do an updated version, right? And if you've not done it before, go and do so. Then the second assignment was saying brainstorm ideas for possible solutions. So let us look at the rainy season. And let us look at the issue of, so at this point in time, there's always challenges that go with, or let me leave the reason, for those who have younger ones or who have children, this is September. What do we usually talk about in September? School have resumed. And September is usually the beginning of a new session. So you are going to be looking at not just the school fees, you're looking at buying new books, you're looking at being able to do a whole lot of things to be able to get the session started. And so it is possible that you want to address the issues that have to do with, that is connected with the school calendar. You know, and we say brainstorm ideas for possible solutions. So maybe children that go to school, yeah, and when the rainy season, how can we keep them warm? Because the rainy season sometimes it can get cold, is it not? And you are trying to address the issue of keeping children warm. That is a problem you want to solve. What are the likely ways you can do that? More often than not, the temptation is that you're thinking of something, you're thinking of the solutions, you're thinking of everything, you're not asking anybody. That's what we do most of the time. But what we want you to do after this engagement in the next few days is that when you are thinking of a problem, who are the people that have that problem? Talk to them. Sometimes you may talk to them one-on-one physically. Sometimes you may talk to them maybe online. Sometimes, as I follow some conversations online, I even begin to get ideas concerning some things I want to do. So, brainstorming ideas does not necessarily mean that you will sit down and you'll be thinking of all the ideas. It could mean that you talk to those who are having that challenge you have discovered. Because when you talk to those people, what it means is that you are getting better understanding of how to be able to solve their problems, is it not? Okay, let's go. So the next assignment you're going to do is, so after now, let's have the WhatsApp group after now, and let's have the link to this particular video. Yeah. So the third one, this third video, you're going to look at it, and then you're going to make a video on initial business model. Initial business model. This video will be very short. In fact, it won't get to 2 minutes. It's going to be less than a minute. It's going to be very short. Initial business model. Now, this video, you don't need to worry about how you're going to do it. We'll do it here. We'll record it. But that means you need to be ready for it. That's why we're giving you the information now. Yeah? So, in the video, we want to be able to show someone that this is what your idea is all about. So beyond the assignment you did, sharing the information in written form, so you are also sharing information in video form. Now, what should happen is that after LiveWire, is anybody here who has tried other grant making opportunities? Anybody? Yes. Which one did you try?
It's one organized by Tony Melo.
Okay, Tony Melo Entrepreneurship Foundation. Okay, great. When did you try this current one or previously?
Previously, last year.
Last year?
Yes, when we were service.
Okay, were you able to, at what point did you get to?
In the first stage.
The first stage?
Yeah, the first stage. Yeah.
Okay. This current one, we try to advise some of our last year graduates. You know, we're trying to do something on that. Some of them got back to me that the information we gave them helped them to get to the next stage of the selection process.
We have a lot of beneficiaries who are already coached.
Yes, exactly.
They've won it and they are now coached. They are coaching others.
Exactly. So one of the good things that why we are taking time to take you step by step on some of these things is that in some of these grant making opportunities, some of them capture many of these things we're talking about. And it will be good that after you've gone through Livewire, it will be good that you also take advantage of other opportunities. You don't need to limit yourself to only Livewire. And Livewire will not tell you not to try other opportunities. In fact, Livewire is encouraging you to try other opportunities. Okay, so now, so you are going to do these assignments later today when we are done. Later today you do this assignment. But let us review the things you will do in this assignment so that you'll be ready for it. So can we go on now? Let's review. So first and foremost, you were asked to do a problem statement, which many of you did. Congratulations. And one important thing we say in the problem statement is that you need to be very clear. Somebody can pick it up, be able to understand the problem you're trying to solve, that your business wants to solve, and the person will also be able to understand, who you're solving the problem for, and the person will also be able to understand how how you are picturing that problem in the especially as concerns the solution. So one key thing there is that clarity is very important. That means the problem statement must be as clear as it can be, so that anybody can easily look at it and understand that problem you're solving. So after this engagement this week, think of your business in the terms of solving problems, not necessarily in terms of selling a product or marketing a service. Think in terms of solving the problem. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, I heard when you were talking about your business. So from your problem statement, what problem are you solving?
Okay. I'm trying to provide quick breakfast, quick and healthy food for children and other categories of.
But why are you providing quick and healthy food? So you are trying to provide quick and healthy food. That is the solution. But why are you providing quick and healthy breakfast?
Okay, because I observed that during the school year working, most persons are unable to meet up. So they need, and most of the food are unhealthy. So I thought of how can we solve this problem of still giving someone something quick and yet healthy.
Okay. Something quick and healthy. Yeah, because the other options are not as healthy as they ought to be.
Yeah.
All right. In fact, my little ones who are in the boarding school, they are eating Indomie for the very first time since they were born, because we don't cook Indomie in our house. And we don't cook it in our house because from the facts, I'm not just imagining, from the facts, it has very little nutritional value. So I don't eat it. We don't eat it in that. But my children have gone to boarding school, and so now they come back and they talk about Indomie cooked in the school. What I'm trying to make is that in terms of healthy food and healthy eating, so some of the options available may not be as healthy as possible. And I have a little one who is still in primary, and that one, a lot of time, he also talks about how his fellow class members come to school, they usually go with lunch, come to school with Indomie, because it's usually easy for parents to just, in a few minutes it's done, right? But don't take it from me in terms of the nutritional value. You can go and research it online. It won't take you too long to do that. Now, let's clarity to your problem statement. And problem statement is part of the process of design thinking. what do you mean by design thinking? So for someone who have not started, you want to start. So this is like a more systematic way of thinking about moving from idea to business. That's what we call it design thinking. You see, it sounds scientific, not so. So it's a more systematic way of thinking about what you want to do, moving from idea to solution. Now, so your problem statement is the starting process of this design thinking process. That's why it moves in that format like a cycle. Okay? So your problem statement must be clear. Yes, let's move. It must be clear. And what is it that will make your problem statement clear? Remember that if you have already started your business is constantly in motion. What I mean by that is that a business is not static. So you are constantly thinking of either how to grow the business in terms of your revenue, or you're constantly thinking of probably how to even create new businesses out of the existing business. Because if you're not doing that, then you will wake up one day and find out you don't have a business. So how do you capture more value? By way of capturing more customers, and by capturing more customers, getting more revenue. Or how do you get more value from the existing customers without necessarily getting new customers from the existing customers? So that is why what we're talking about is important. It's not only for those who are about to start, it's also for those who are already in business. So in other words, in putting it plainly, how do you solve more problems? That's basically what we're asking ourselves. And we said the first one is what? So in your assignment, were you clear in who is experiencing the problem you need to solve? Because that comes into your problem statement. The second one is what? Did you stay in your house, start and conclude? Did you reach out? Reaching out may not necessarily be going physically. It can also be traveling online, yeah? Not so, even social media. So did you reach out? Did you speak and interact with those who are experiencing this problem? Because if you do, then today I heard somebody talking about empathy. Who was it? Somebody was giving an illustration and was mentioning empathy. Who was it? Okay, great. So you put yourself in the shoe of those people who have the problem. Not so. Which business are you into? Publishing. What do you publish? Bush.
Any printing.
Anything that could be printed. Are you a printer or are you a publisher? Which one? You are a graphic designer and also a publisher. When you say you are a publisher is a bigger package than a printer, not so? You have a book you are published. Okay. Is there another person here who has a book that is circulating in print? Anybody? You have written a book, anybody? Okay. Tomorrow I'll bring the one I did a couple of years back with my friend. But having a book in print doesn't make me a publisher. I want us to be able to make a distinction. That I have a book in print does not make me a publisher. So that was why I was asking, are you a publisher or are you a printer? Because they're not the same thing. It might be important. I'm trying to back to you as an assignment, and you give me the answer between now and tomorrow morning. Which one are you? We're talking about clarity here, right? We're talking about clarity. So you need to be very clear the problem you're solving, and you need to be very clear the position you're taking in solving that problem. In the world of printing and publishing, everyone have their own. There is not anyone that is not as important as the rest. So a graphic designer is as important as the person that will do the end product, right? Exactly. And these days, so do you still, how long have you been doing this business? 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Do you still get graphic design work today as much as you used to get it in like days ago?
No.
Hmm?
No.
What do you think is going on?
ICT technology is taking over.
Technology, because these days I know they go graphic design and they do on my computer. There are websites that you to package design. Canva, right? Canva.com, you go there, you can create any design you want because they already have templates. You just do plug and play. You choose. It comes together, you already have a design. So that's why I asked him that question, right? So, and that is what we are saying, that in design thinking, as changes occur, technologies come up every day. So businesses are looking, they're looking at how they can capture more value. Changes will kill some businesses. Changes will also create new businesses, is it not?
It is.
So for you who is already in business, you're asking yourself, this ocean, this sea, this, as I was coming this morning, so I had to go somewhere early in the morning and I had to pass through oil mill. So I was crossing oil mill on foot. I saw this catfish. Maybe it jumped off from the basin. So it was jumping on the dry ground. And people were asking the catfish, where are you going? Because of course it can't survive on dry ground, is it not?
Yes.
It needs water to survive. So as a fish in water, what kind of water body are you in? Are you in an ocean? Are you in a small river? Are you in a stream? Are you in a lake? Is the water big enough? Do you understand the situation I'm using? So are you in a big enough an ocean, or is the one you are in, is it shrinking? Are you a big fish in a small water? Are you a small fish in a big water? So what I'm saying in essence is that, so changes come, you need to constantly do balancing here and there, iteration of your business model. So we're going to be talking about business model from today onwards, but we're laying the groundworks, and that's why we say we're talking about design thinking, starting with problem statement, but gradually we'll come to business model. And from today on, so we'll be looking at business models as it concerns your ideas and all of that. So, did you talk to anyone? If not, there are some, one good thing that happened to us in our modern world is that with the social media, it's possible to listen to what people are saying without necessarily. So sometimes you go online, you hear what people are saying. That's what I mean by hearing, is that you are seeing the conversation. Sometimes you can also get distracted. You can be in the wrong conversations, right? So what I use Twitter a lot. I used to use Facebook a lot way back, but gradually I discovered that the quality of conversations that go on Twitter is quite different from the quality of conversations that go on Facebook. So these days I use Facebook sparingly, but I use Twitter more. But again, to be able to help myself to be focused, there's something I do, is that as I see people who are, because there are people who are creating conversations. When they post, you see people talking about what they have posted. So to be able to help myself to stay focused on the right conversations, so I use the option of list. Twitter have list. You can create list. So I bring those people I know that are bringing quality conversations that interest me in my own field. I bring them to the list so that when I come, I don't need to go and be looking at every other person, everything anybody is saying. I'll just go to my list and see what the people I want to hear what they are saying, what they are talking about, right? And then I can contribute. So thank God for social media. We can talk to people now. What did you discover when you spoke to those people? What did you discover when you spoke to those people? What is the real problem? What pain points? Okay. Did it go off? Is it from your computer or from here? Okay, so what pain points are those people having? That is, people are having problems, in quotes. And you are looking at these problems and you are seeing the real problem and the pains they are going through, and you're asking yourself how you can be able to bring relief to those pain points. So those things come into your problem statement. What are the struggles these people are having? So as you look at these posers, you can begin to look at the problem statement you posted previously. You can look at it again. Does it answer to these posers? So that if you have a need for review, you can review. That is why we are having several conversations this week. When you put yourself, this is empathy, in their shoes, can you experience their feelings? Because if you can, it will color how you will address their problem. If you can. Where is the problem happening is also important. For example, it's possible I might be interested in the problem happening in the US, but if the problem is not happening here, I mean, there is very little that I may want to do. Even though these days, distance is not a barrier. There's something I saw, I think it was 2 weeks ago or so. There's a guy in India. He has never come to Nigeria before. He has never visited Nigeria. But the guy sells jewelry in Nigeria from India. And that guy makes over 100 million every year from jewelry. He's selling in Nigeria. He has not been to Nigeria before, but he sells jewelry in Nigeria. All of them through the internet. And you know, with the advantages of companies that do logistics and all of that, so it becomes easy now. You don't even need to be in a particular location to sell there. So when I say that there's a problem in US, because of distance I may not go there, I also want to balance it that I may also not be there, but I can solve a problem there, right? So this guy is in India. He has never been to this country. He has never stepped his feet in Nigeria, but he's doing heavy business in Nigeria. That is the kind of world we live in now. So where is the problem happening? What environment does the problem take place in? Are the people getting used to the problem? Do they need a solution at all? So you may discover a problem and you are so excited about this problem and you think it's a problem that you should solve. The question is, the people that have the problem, do they need a solution? Are they happy with their problem? Can you think of a problem you may have seen that you think people having those problems may not necessarily be interested in a solution? Can you think of anyone? Maybe your community or where you live or wherever. Can you think of anyone? A problem you may have noticed, the people they're just okay with that problem. They may not even be interested in the solution. Anyone? Around you, in your neighborhood, where you live, where you worship, where anyone?
In Concord, there is a problem of waste disposal.
Okay.
the streets.
In the street.
Yeah. And even if you decide to solve that problem, I think they prefer using somebody's plot as a means than you coming to render such service to them and them paying you.
Are you from Amok?
I'm from Obiti.
Okay, you're based in Amok. Okay, so there's this challenge of waste disposal. Okay. You think they're comfortable with it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Somebody
No,
tried
right.
that.
What he's saying is right.
Okay.
They prefer to throw it in an empty plot than to pay for the service of someone coming to dispose it for them.
Okay.
They see it as a waste of money.
Of money.
While the empty plot beside them.
So they're getting used to the problem and may not even look at your solution. Any other one?
I don't think they've created
I'm not of the opinion that they don't need solution to that problem. They just I believe that whenever there is a problem,
Yes.
people are always craving for a solution.
Okay.
The reason why they are not utilizing the available options is that the options are not there. There's
option. There's a particular boy I've caught like twice in a plot close to my house.
Yes.
The father is a very big shot in federal college. It's not that he cannot afford it. Well, I keep telling him that next time I will catch you, I'm going to beat you. But you still that's a service that's who we are paying for it in my house.
Okay.
Yes.
We pay. We have somebody a truck pusher. Before there was a woman that comes with a truck,
Okay.
but because of the crisis, she left Omo.
Okay.
But there's this particular guy that push a truck house to house.
Yes.
He passes the street, but they are not ready to pay for such services. Inside in the night, once it's dark, you see them carrying bags to those plots.
Okay.
So
Actually, there's always a solution to a problem.
Okay.
No matter how difficult or how intense that problem has been over the years. Understand? If someone comes up with a refuse collection business and goes house to house, because there are some enlightened people in that area who like that services, but they cannot find it at that moment.
Yes.
So it depends on who is that person. Who is that person that will push those services to those people?
And the financial capacity too.
The next question here says, is this problem really worth solving? So, because, like you're saying, I actually agree with you. There are people that will be willing to buy into your solution. But the question is, do you have enough of those people to be able to make your business sustainable?
Let me come in again.
Okay, let's say.
In my own case, I think we used to register with a company.
Okay.
They come to carry those waste, and I don't know where they go to dump them.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, they stopped coming.
Okay.
We paid them, I think, 1,000 naira per month. Till today, we have waste in our compound. Nobody is coming to carry them. And I think they don't use to dump waste along the roadside again. They have stopped it. So it's a problem.
It's a problem.
No company to come and carry this waste.
Okay.
Actually, what I wanted to say is that in our Nigerian situation, everybody's looking for who to venture first.
Yes.
When they see that the business lucrative, more people will begin to enter into that line. So they're just waiting for somebody to take that lead. And when they see maybe the business is thriving, the person is making profit out of the waste, you see other companies, other individuals will begin to venture.
It is also possible that there is a problem and you are wondering why is people not addressing this problem. It's also possible that there might be a small hitch somewhere that you can only discover if you investigate further. Because how come people are not making money from this thing?
There's a problem with the problem.
Yeah, there's a problem with the problem. So sometimes those are the things you think about. So you have seen a problem and you think this problem, it will be good to solve this problem. Then the question is, but why haven't other people solved this problem? I mean, this problem is so common. Everybody is seeing the problem. Why have somebody not solved it?
I think one of the problems those that want to render the service, the local government or the state have not officially declared a site for them to dump
Dump site.
dumping site. Understand?
Site.
So
trying to venture into such business. First of all, you need to think about where am I going to dump it, because you're not going to dump it in someone's plot. So that is one of the problems. That's one of the challenge facing those.
Okay, thank you. You see the way we are discussing this waste problem in number. The way ideas are coming. So that is what usually happens when you talk to people who are having this problem. And if you do that and you are able to get the feedback, it now colors your problem statement. Yes, sir.
I think that is a very beautiful problem. In the sense that, one, the government did not give a top site. That's an advantage for those who want to do recycling. Because you will not have people on ground who really want to do that business. So you have leverage for everything for yourself. One, you can create for yourself a dump site, not for everybody, but just for yourself, where you can now separate this. Create for yourself a biogas tank. Create for yourself where you can get these bottles, and this thing is a very big business now. Very big business. Bottles, rubber, plastics, and the rest ones, they are very big business. You can now arrange for yourself these segments. You find out that none of the waste is useless. None of the waste is useless.
Because basically, it's in the dump side, you do the separation, whereby there are boys that normally collect the separate cans one side, bottles one side, waste one side. That's the place where they do the separation. They just tell you to keep it, and they will now begin to scavenge. Scavenge those things for those recycling companies to come and pick them.
All right, so this conversation now is also answering why is the problem, why does it need to be solved? So we're getting to somewhere, and these are the questions to try to look through your own problem statement. So as you go through this again, after now we'll share the slides with you. As you go through it again, you look at what you gave us before as your problem statement. Does it need to be amendment? You need to consult more people further. You need to ask more questions. You need to interview more people and all of that, so that you can be able to look at your problem statement again. So, and as you solve the problem, solving it, will it bring value to your own life and to the life of the users who will use your solution? Because if you are going to solve a problem that will not bring value to you, that means you are running an NGO, maybe so. Then you need to be very clear if you actually want to run an NGO. Alright, so will it bring value to the life of the people you are solving the problem for, and to you as a business person? Will it bring value to the business? Those are the things I'm talking about. Then what are the game points? What will the problem statement solve? How many people will it likely benefit? How many people will likely benefit from it? These are all the things that you play around these posers, play around with it as you think of new problems. So as your business solves a particular problem, it's possible that in the course of doing so, you will see another problem. Not so. As you see more problems, you ask yourself, will those ones be really worth solving, or should I just leave it for other people to solve? Should I bother to solve them, or should I leave it for other people to solve? Because those are the things that determine how you even expand your business, or how you get started in the first place. So let's go. Okay, so defining your problem statement. So the problem statement you gave us, you need to answer these questions: why, what, where, how, who, when. And what are the things that are involved? Number one, your why is your reason for starting the business. Your why is your reason for starting the business. I once was running a radio program, and the reason why I went into that business of running a radio program was because in church, this kind of workshop we're doing here now, in church, we used to organize it frequently in our local church. From our local church, we expanded to our district, and we were running it. From our district, we wanted to take it to other churches outside of our district, but still the same church. And along the line, they said, bring a letter for the church board. And it was something we were doing free. We were not charging money. It was just that desire to help our people to be able to look at how to get started with something. We said, okay, let us. So we wrote the letter. But you know what happened? 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, several months, no reply. So one day, so it became a concern. I just kept thinking about it. Because I said, this is a free service, so I'm not really keen to beg anybody to be able to run a free service. And so the question was, but how do we get it done? So one day, on a Sunday morning, I don't forget that, on a Sunday morning, August, several years back, a friend called me on phone that Sunday morning. And he was saying a couple of things. But as he was just talking, the fact that I can't remember what he was talking about now, but I remember something he said. He mentioned radio program. And then my friend used to work in the radio station. As soon as he mentioned it, that thing stuck with me. Like if assuming we are in church now, some people will say that they saw a vision. Some people will say the Spirit talked to them, right? So the Spirit spoke to me. I was led by the Spirit. The Spirit spoke to me that this is the answer to that question you have on your mind. Wow, that was on a Sunday. The next day, I went to that radio station. I said I want to run a radio program that will help people to start business with nothing and be able to grow it. They said I should go and see the GM. That was Love FM. Love FM just came up newly then. I went to meet with the GM. The GM's, she asked me to do a proposal. I did. She looked at it. She said, Charles, the proposal is good, but we are a new station. We want to make money too. Go and look for money, buy airtime, and run your program. Wow, I felt so downcasted because where would I get the money? As at that time, the slot, 30-minute slot was going for 23,000 something. I said, where would I get the money? I felt so downcasted, but I didn't know that was the best advice the lady gave me. It was the best advice. And so I started making inquiries. This idea, I started asking why, what, where, was it really worth it? Was it really pushing and all of that? So long story short, I don't want to bore you with the story, but long story short, what happened was that eventually that idea materialized and the radio program started. And the radio program became popular. And the radio program became, you know what they call a cash cow? Cash cow. Cash cow, right? The radio program became a cash cow. Initially, it was something we wanted to do as a free service. But along the line, time will not permit me to tell you all the things, but along the line, it became a cash cow. We're making money from it. And for 6 years, when we ran it, back to back for 6 years, we were making good money. When I mean money, I'm talking about millions. And that is from something we wanted to do free in church. You see, your reason for starting a business is always very important. Are we together? Your reason for starting a business is always very important. That is why we say start from the part of thinking about a problem to solve. So your what? Your what? So why, what, where, how, who, when? These are the elements of your problem statement. So this problem where you want solve, why you want solve am? Now because say you see some kind pain when some people they pass through, or now because say you see a gap in the market, there's a gap somewhere and you can fill in that gap, or because say things don't they change you and you need to help to accelerate the change maybe in your environment or something. So this problem, what will your business do as a way of solving this problem? That becomes the product or the service. When you think about your business as a problem solver and you think about solving a problem, you begin to see more possibilities. So you are no more just thinking about selling bottled water, for example, but you're thinking about a bigger problem, thirst. People are thirsty and they need water, but they need water that they can trust, right? Why do you think people prefer bottled water compared to sachet water? After all, it's the same water. This company or some bottled water companies also make sachet water, not so. But the people that buy bottled water are not essentially the people that buy sachet water. So what do you think? What's the difference?
Quality.
Quality of production
And the packaging.
and the hygiene.
The hygiene. No, I'm saying that there are some instances where the same company do both bottled water and sachet water. So that means it's the same quality.
Okay, packaging.
It's the packaging.
It's the same water, both in the bottle and sachet. But most times customers that normally buy bottled water, they don't go for companies that do sachet water and bottled water. That's companies like this last year. Sorry for promoting them. But this last year, you don't see them do sachet water. So that's why most times people go for new. You see people go for Ragolis, Eva, because they don't do sachet water.
I think the population that go for sachet water are more. So that's why some people actually target that population. Those that go for this bottled water.
Your target market, the size of the market, that is your where. So this problem you are talking of, where, who are the problem, yeah? Where the size of that market, the segment, this is what we call market segmentation. So sachet water is mass market, yeah? Whosoever will, not be so mass market, sachet water. But bottled water is like a smaller market for those. Sometimes it could just be emotional. It could just be. It may have nothing to do with quality really. It might just be emotional. I mean, if you look somehow, say your guys they see they drink sachet water, let me see. So because of that, even when you know it's the same water, or the same company, you still go and drink the bottled water because how you go look now. Say till they drink sachet water, it just dey somehow. Don't be so. So sometimes it will just be sentimental feeling. It may have nothing to do with quality or whatever. It may just be sentimental feeling. So that's when you start thinking of the segments in the market. Ernest, the set in the market. So why, what, where, who, how. So these are the elements of your problem statement. So now I want you to be thinking about your problem statement. Does it have these elements? That's the question. Does it have these elements? So how when you're thinking about the how, the source, so how will you be able to deliver the solution the solution to this problem? How will it be delivered? Then the who and the when, who will join you to be able to solve this problem? Yeah? And of course the when. When are you going to solve the problem? Your problem questions. Okay? Is anybody thinking differently about what you said before? Is anybody thinking differently? It's actually, there's no problem. If you're having more thoughts and you think you need to update it, that's fine. That's actually why we are discussing. So your problem statement should be able to have these elements. Okay. Like I said, you are going to either update it or still give it back to us again. If it's the same thing that captures all these essentials, you can still give it back to us again. But if not, you can update it and then give it back to us. Okay, so let's do a little quiz. Number one, who can read it for us? Yes.
1. Human. 2. Business.
Yes.
3. Competition.
Yes.
And 4. Financial.
So, yes, sir. What do you think? Did you do the assignment? Okay, you have done it. From what you did in your assignment, you already run a business or you want to start? Which business do you want to get into? Agri. Okay. When you say agri, what do you have in mind? Tomato. Okay, that's nice because you know tomato they cost these days. So where will you do it?
Before I thought about it, initially it was just I looked at Niger Delta, but that's a big scope. So for a start, I'm looking at just Andaga for a start.
So let's come back to the first question. Why?
Okay.
Why do you want to solve the tomato?
There was a period where we had these tomato issues, and it was very expensive. Before we could buy 1 or 200, so they would just give us like 2 pieces for 400. And I found out that we depended on the north, tomato from the north to this part of Nigeria before we could get tomatoes. And then, not like there were no tomatoes, it was just because of transportation issues, fuel hike, and the currency change there. So the transporting tomatoes to this part of Nigeria made tomatoes to be very expensive. So when I looked at it then, I think earlier this year, the same thing happened in Omo, River State, side of state. So I noticed that this part of Nigeria, which is let me just say River State as a case study, South as a case study now, they depend on mostly the north to get tomatoes to this part of Nigeria. So that was what motivated the problem solution.
Okay, so can we go back a step? So that means you're talking about a gap in the market, is it not? So that is your why. You saw a gap in the market. Okay. But why is it that people are not solving the issue of the problem of tomato here? I mean, ever since I started living in Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt has always depended on on the note for tomato, onions. So why is it that people have not solved that problem till now that you want to go into it?
This part of Nigeria, we don't embrace agriculture.
Okay.
We all look at several kinds of jobs, other businesses. Most people here, they don't think agriculture is lucrative or is eating to venture into. They mostly look at maybe other jobs, maybe tech. So that was actually the area I
Have you asked anybody?
I use just observations.
Observation.
Yes.
So you've not really asked anybody.
Why?
Because when you say people here are not into agriculture, I don't know if I would agree with you or
No, don't like. When I say people here,
Yes.
I mean based on how compared to how the north, yes, the scale, like the scale at which they do it over there. So that's the
Yeah.
comparing it
So,
to.
and I'm saying that it might be good you ask questions, make more inquiries, find out why it appears nobody has solved this particular problem, this particular one of tomato. It's possible there's a reason why. And only detailed investigation will reveal that to you. So while observation is a good start, that's fine. But for something as basic as tomato that everybody has been using over many years, why is nobody solving that issue over this length of time? So it's very important that you actually
I
investigate.
think we don't have the soil to actually cultivate
Oh, the
tomato
weather,
in a
yeah,
large,
the
in
weather
a large
here,
scale, in a
not-
commercial scale. I think that is just the problem. Yeah?
The weather.
The weather, the
The
soil
weather
texture,
is part of the weather doesn't support.
the way I don't support. So
So what I'm actually proposing in my product statement, and what I was vertical farming.
Vertical farming.
Yeah, because that's a different kind of farming where you can produce your product continuously without the effect of the weather or condition where you want to.
All right.
do that.
You know, when we come to this kind of class, we sometimes an opportunity for you to bounce your ideas on other people. So we don't kill any idea, but we would rather say make more inquiries, do more research, do more investigation, ask more questions, because your business plan can only get better with more questions, more research, more investigation. So as a business person, we try to discourage you being emotionally attached to any solution. So there is a problem, yes, but the solution must not end up the way you are conceiving it, because as you make more inquiries, it's possible that some things may change.
That's the passion entrepreneur. Entrepreneur by passion.
Yes. So as we keep talking for the rest of the week, keep an open mind. Even if you decide to change the problem you want to solve entirely, nobody will say, why did you do that? That's actually why we are here. So keep an open mind. It doesn't matter whether you change it or not. It doesn't matter.
Elisha,
Yes, sir.
sorry for cutting you. But this tomato business
Yes.
is a business we need to check the waters. Like we said, why are other people not doing it?
Yes.
That's the first question you should ask. Now, is it, there's what they call comparative advantage.
Yes.
Do we have the advantage here to carry out that particular business? Why are they not thriving with it? Why are they not doing cassava and we are doing cassava here? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You understand me? Huh?
They do cassava in
Not as much as we
Not
do.
as much as we do. Because here we have all the advantage over
That way.
over the north. So for me, even if you want to start self, because if we tell you don't do this or do this, It may look vague until you taste it. Let me try it a little, let me see. There are some people that have gone into tomatoes farming. You should be able to also find out from them how does it look like. Because tomatoes farming, for me, is very strenuous. It's very strenuous. Because there are step to step you need to take. If not, you will lose everything before you know it. Whereas our people are here doing Ugu business and they are making millions. If I tell you what guys make from Ugu farm, you that will do tomatoes, you will be doing like this. Whereas those guys are making, they export Ugu from here to the north, to Abuja, different place every day. Every day. So look at what you are doing. Is it going to help me at the end of the day? Then if you are really passionate about it, have a little taste. Get a small piece of land, get the knowledge, start off small and see how it looks like before you get into a big one, so that you don't go and eat yourself wrong.
Hello, Ernest.
It's not for me. Like that thing, like what happened to this one? It's over 10 minutes.
Sorry, this television doesn't have a remote control.
Why we do that?
Okay, so with the review we have done, we want you to look at your current statement again, and if need be, you can update it. That's one. Then before you go today, we'll talk about business model, and then you'll be able to do that assignment number 3. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to stop briefly because this review was just to get you started as we get into the next session. I'm going to stop briefly. Ernest, my colleague, will come and take you through bright business ideas, then so that you'll be able to tidy up on all the assets that were. So at this point, we invite Ernest to come, or maybe we can take a short break. Yeah, we can stand up. Those who want to go to the convenience can, speak about it. So when we were in youth service, there was this soldier. We used to call him send down the rain. So the man no send anybody. He no one kill himself for any Nigerian.